Nityananda Shri Adhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 20. We are going to read today text 43. We have been reading the structure of the universe. We had reached up to the mountain Loka mountain. And then there was a land beyond it, Aloka, I think that was called. That was like kind of the end of the material world. And then beyond that is up till there, that's where the material world is. And we read that, Krishna and Arjuna, to get the babies of the Brahmana, they had crossed until there. So reading on Andamadhya Gata Suryo.
Andamadhya Gata Suryo
Yayav Abhumyor Yad Antaram.
Dhyava Abhumayo Yat Antaram
Suryandagolayor Madhye.
Surya Andagolayo Madhye
Kotyasu Pancha Vimshati.
Kotayusyu Pancha Vimshati.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The sun is situated vertically in the middle of the universe, in the area between Bhurlok and Bhuvarlok, which is called Antariksh, outer space. The distance between the sun and the circumference of the universe is 25 koti yojanas, 2 billion miles. The word koti means 10 million and a yojana is 8 miles. The diameter of the universe is 50 koti yojanas, 4 billion miles. So if we understand the universe is like a round ball, so the diameter from one edge to another, diameter is 4 billion miles. Therefore, since the sun is in the middle of the universe, the distance between the sun and the edge of the universe is calculated to be 25 koti yojanas, 2 billion miles. So the sun is right in the middle. So from the sun to the edge is 2 billion on either way. And ours, this 4 billion miles diameter universe is supposed to be the smallest universe. That's why our Lord Brahma has only 4 heads, because 4 directions. Other Brahmas, other universes which are much bigger, there are more directions, and so the Lord Brahmas there have more heads. Mite anda eshe etasmid yat abhut tato martanda iti vyapadeshaha.
Mrite ande esha etasmin yata abhut tatmartand iti vyapadesha.
Hiranyagarbha iti yad dhiran yanda samudbhava.
Hiranyagarbha iti yataha hiranya anda samudhava.
Okay. The sun god is also known as Vairaja, the total material body for all living entities. Because he entered this dull egg of the universe at the time of creation, he is also called Martanda. He is also known as Hiranyagarbha because he received his material body from Hiranyagarbha, Lord Brahma. The post of Lord Brahma is meant for very highly elevated, spiritually advanced living beings. Yesterday we had read that who can get qualified to become Lord Brahma? Does anyone remember?
Who's done 100 years of pious activities? Something for 100 years.
Yes,
he
something
has
like
done.
that. It was for 100 lifetimes.
Anushtan, yeah. Like he has done
100
some,
lifetimes.
yes.
Follows the
Vedic
principles
Anushtan.
of Varnashram. Yeah. followed the principles of Varna, Sharma, Dharma perfectly for
100 years.
100 lifetimes.
100
Then he
lifetimes.
becomes Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma is meant for very highly elevated, spiritually advanced living beings. That's the post. When such living beings are unavailable, Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, expands himself as Lord Brahma. So we can see it's not easy, no? Somebody has to be so highly qualified. But when there is no one who can take position of Lord Brahma, then Lord Vishnu expands as Lord Brahma. This takes place very rarely. Consequently, there are two kinds of Brahmas. Sometimes Brahma is an ordinary living entity, and at other times, Brahma is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Brahma spoken of here is an ordinary living being. So right now, our current Brahma is a living entity, ordinary living entity, Jivatma. Whether Brahma is the Supreme Personality of Godhead or an ordinary living being, he is known as Vairaja Brahma and Hiranyagarbha Brahma. Therefore, the sun god is also accepted as Vairaja Brahma. Because the sun god is being given the body by Brahma, that's why he's called Vairaja Brahma. Hiranyagarbha Brahma is being born from Hiranyagarbha, from Garbhodakshay Vishnu. He's called Hiranyagarbha Brahma. Yes. So, Vairaja Brahma is being called Vairaja also. Okay. Right. Suryena hi vibhajyante
Suryena hi vibhajyante
Dishakam Dhyaor Mahibhida
disho khamdho mahi vidha
Vargapavargao Narka
swarga upavarga narka
Rasau Kamsi cha Sarvashah.
rasau kamsi cha sarvashah.
O King, the sun god and the sun planet divide all the directions of the universe. It is only because of the presence of the sun that we can understand what the sky, the higher planets, this world, and the lower planets are. It is also only because of the sun that we can understand which places are for material enjoyment, which are for liberation, which are hellish and subterranean. So the sun is dividing the universe. And because of the sun, we are able to see. If there was no sun, we will not be able to see. But also the location of the sun, as we said, is right in the middle of the universe. So we can understand the different locations. Devatiryan Manushyanam
Devatiryak manushyanam
Sarispra Saviruddham
sarisapra savirudhama
Sarvajiva Nikayanam
sarvajiva nikayanam
Surya Atma Drik Ishvara.
surya atma dhrik ishvarah.
All living entities, including demigods, human beings, animals, birds, insects, reptiles, creepers, and trees, depend upon the heat and light given by the sun god from the sun planet. Furthermore, it is because of the sun's presence that all living entities can see, and therefore he is called Drig Ishvara, the personality of Godhead presiding over sight. In this regard, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Surya Atma Atmat Veno Pasya. The actual life and soul of all living entities within this universe is the sun. He is therefore Upasya, worshipable. We worship the sun god by chanting the Gayatri mantra. Om Bhur-bhuvah-swaha Tat-savitur-varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Surya is the life and soul of this universe, and there are innumerable universes for which a sun god is the life and soul, just as the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the life and soul of the entire creation. So, because of the sun, this life can be maintained on the universe. If there was no sun, we won't be able to survive. Surya is the life and soul of this universe, and there are innumerable universes for which a sun god is the life. So there are many universes in which in every sun, in all those universes, there will be a sun god, and the sun will be the center, and all life will be sustained by the sun god. So the example is giving, just as the Supreme Lord is the life and soul of the creation, the sun, he is the life of the entire universe. We have information that Vairaj Hiranyagarbha entered the great dull material globe called the sun. This indicates that the theory held by so-called scientists that no one lives there is wrong. So the sun god, the deity of the sun god, he enters into the sun planet. Bhagavad Gita also says that Krishna first instructed Bhagavad Gita to the sun god, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam. Therefore, the sun is not vacant. It is inhabited by living entities. And the predominating deity is Vairaja or Vivaswan. The difference between the sun and earth is that the sun is a fiery planet, but everyone there has a suitable body and can live there without difficulty. Just so we can try to understand, like how the fish, they have a body which is suitable to live in the water. We, with our earth bodies, we cannot imagine to live in the water. So we have bodies suitable to live on earth. The fish have suitable bodies to live in water. Similarly, the inhabitants of sun planet have suitable bodies to live in that fiery, heaty atmosphere. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the 5th canto, 20th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Studying the Structure of the Universe. Any comments, questions?
So just one question. So that means that every universe has one sun of their own. Because as we read
Yeah,
that the light goes until that mountain.
and that is this universe we are talking about. That is the
Yeah, we are talking.
structure of this universe.
So that means that every universe has one sun. So
Uh,
like
it-
how we have
innumerable
read
uni-
in the science, like how
yeah,
we have read in the science that every star is a sun, that's not true.
yeah. So there are many, many universes in which the sun god is really the center, and all life is
Mm,
depending of the sun god.
mm,
There are many,
mm,
many universes like that.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
But for our universe, only one sun, no? Like all the stars that we see, they are not the
Yes.
sun. Like how we read in the science, how we were taught that all the stars are sun. No,
No. Bhagavatam
no,
is
right?
saying there's only one sun.
One sun in one universe. So in our universe, only one sun.
That's right.
Okay. And
Yeah.
and
That's
yesterday I missed that part where you were saying that the the diameter, how you found the diameter from which place, from the Meru Parvat, right? The center is the Meru.
yeah.
So
The
from until
Meru.
there until Loka Lokanam, or
Yeah.
there is one more mountain. Until then there is that
Loka
diameter,
Loka.
and then how?
So we did quarter of not here. That was quarter of the diameter. We
Okay,
read the
quarter
quarter
of the diameter.
was from Meru till the Loka Loka mountain was one quarter. That's what
Oh,
we read. Yeah.
okay. It was just the
Yeah.
quarter.
Yeah. It was some 40, some text would be about 40 something, I think, around
Okay.
there. Yeah. you want, we can read it.
40
Yeah.
yojan?
Hmm?
Was it 40 yojan or
No, a quarter,
no?
quarter of the universe. That
Oh,
the
that is
diameter
okay.
was here. We have established that the distance between Sumeru and the mountain known as Loka Loka is 1/4 the diameter of the universe, or it
Okay.
is 1 billion miles. Just like today, we read the entire diameter of the universe is 4 billion miles.
4 billion. Okay.
So the distance between Sumeru and Loka Loka is 1 billion,
Okay.
1/4 of.
Okay. 1 billion miles. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So till Loka Loka is the material world. After that, it's spiritual. Correct?
Yeah, then Loka Loka, then we read after Loka Loka was the
Something else,
Aloka.
na?
The sun.
Aloka.
Aloka. Yeah.
No,
Where there is
there
sun.
was there's the Aloka Varsha.
Aloka. Varsh. Okay. So,
Then
so the material
beyond
world is
Aloka
still
Varsha.
Aloka. Varsh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then beyond Aloka Varsha is the liberated people who are staying there. Beyond this Aloka. Because
Yeah. Aloka
beyond
Varsh is
this,
that island, right? Aloka Island.
Yeah.
Varsha. Correct?
The
yeah,
gold.
it's a tract known as Aloka.
Yeah.
This is outside Loka Loka
Yeah,
planet.
right. Okay. Got it.
Gold, you're saying, which is a gold planet. No, there was
Yeah. There
something
was
which
the
is one side of Loka, there's like gold, and nobody goes there because
okay.
No inhabitants are there. Right.
Yeah.
everything
So
gets
that was
lost.
within Loka Loka, right?
That was here. This was here. There in that tract of land, there are many. Beyond it, extending to Loka Loka, is another land made of gold. It's not writing exactly.
Mm.
Uh,
But that's not
beyond the
Aloka, right?
no, no, that's
No.
not Aloka.
It's between Mount Sumeru and the boundary of Mansasotra.
Yeah, that's what it's writing here. It's between there, between this Mount Sumeru and Manasotora mountain.
Manasotra.
Manasotra. There is this golden land, and nobody stays there because everything just kind of
Oh no,
never be
it's
found.
saying there are many living beings beyond it, extending to Loka Loka mountain is another land, which is made of gold.
Ah,
Yeah.
here
Yeah,
in
that's
between
what.
Yeah.
beings and
Yeah. Here
beyond it,
there are living beings. Yeah.
yeah, beyond it is the golden land
Yeah. Yeah.
between the. Yeah,
And one more thing. So in Aloka, like what kind of life is there in Aloka?
Didn't see, no?
Aloka. Let's see.
We know that between until Loka, what kind of life is there? Then from Loka to Aloka?
But they don't write down.
No,
Here,
nothing, right?
nothing is written. What kind of living beings are there in Aloka? I'm not able to click
Mm.
on it. Yeah. It's just writing that Aloka is there. That's the boundary, but there's no purport, and it's not mentioned what kind of living beings are there.
Is it okay? That is.
Actually,
Yeah. Hmm.
Hare Krishna. Actually, as I read before, like Loka is like three. We have three Loka. One is heaven, we call Swarg, earth, and the Patal Loka, which is under earth, under earth. And apart from these three, what is that? Where we can say God or pure souls were living. That is Aloka. Like it is not really the earth or underwater, like under earth or upper side of earth. हम कहते हैं ना स्वर्ग है धरती और पाताल लोक है तो these three are in loka, and apart from these three, which we cannot actually go directly. If we'll do good work or we'll liberate, then only we can go aloka. That is apart from these loka, like different, totally different.
But aloka is in the material world.
Material world,
That's
but you must have some like हम step wise जाते हैं ना कहीं.
हाँ, stages है. अच्छा,
Hmm.
हाँ.
higher है. ये.
तो
So
ये
is it
higher
that
हो गया, ये लोका
So
से
is
higher
it-
हो गया. Yes.
रत्ना की लोका में भू, भूवर और स्व है,
हाँ हाँ, वही मैं बोल रही
Is
हूँ कि
it-
हमारा वो 3 जो है ना,
तो वो लोका में है
हाँ
तीनों.
तीनों
वो प्राइमरी है या
प्राइमरी है. यस.
हाँ, मतलब भू,
प्लानिटरी
भूवर और स्व
स्व. यस.
है ना, वो जो तीनों हम कर
हाँ,
रहे
वो
हैं, जो
वो लोका है.
वो लोका है, और
हाँ.
उसके बियॉन्ड जो है वो आलोक है.
अलोका है. हाँ.
अच्छा.
ये.
And then beyond that is for the liberated
हाँ,
ones,
उसके बाद
right?
हम फिर वो जाते हैं, वो क्या बोलते हैं उसको,
स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में
स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में. हाँ.
लेकिन यहाँ तो अभी भी बोल रहे हैं ना कि
हाँ.
मटेरियल
Actually material, but it is higher than
beyond
loka.
aloka is the destination of those who aspire for liberation
Yeah, मतलब higher.
of
जो
material
यहाँ पे
world. It is
devotee हो
beyond the
गए.
prediction of the
I
material
guess
world.
it's just before, like as Ratna is saying, no, you have to go higher
Hmm.
and higher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's like just
Aloka is
at the
higher than this
have to
loka.
have like really that much qualification to go there, you know.
तो common
Right?
people
Yes.
से जो थोड़ा different हो गया, common living entities
Yeah.
और जो भी हम लोग हैं.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Makes sense, right?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Thank you.
Perfectly makes sense. Yeah. Thank you
Yes,
so
thank
much.
you so much, Ratna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
So then coming on to 21, the movements of the sun. This chapter informs us of the movements of the sun. The sun is not stationary. It is also moving like the other planets. The sun's movements determine the duration of day and night. When the sun travels north of the equator, it moves slowly during the day and very quickly at night, thus increasing the duration of the daytime and decreasing the duration of night. So the sun is also moving. And when it's going in the north of the equator, it's going slow in the day. And because it's slow in the day, the days are longer. And it goes fast at night. And because it's going fast at night, the nights are shorter. Similarly, when the sun travels south of the equator, the exact opposite is true. The duration of the day decreases and duration of the night increases. When the sun enters Karkata Rashi, Cancer, and then travels to Simha Rashi, Leo, and so on through Dhanu Rashi, Sagittarius. Its course is called Dakshinaya, the southern way. And when the sun enters Makara Rashi, Capricorn, and thereafter travels through Kumbha Rashi, Aquarius, and so on through Mithuna Rashi, Gemini. Its course is called Uttaraya, the northern way. When the sun is in Mesha Rashi, Aries, and Tula Rashi, Libra, the duration of day and night are equal. So, yeah, we have experienced, no? In winters, the days are shorter, nights are longer. Summer, the days are longer, nights are shorter. On the Mansotara mountain, are the abodes of 4 demigods. East of Sumeru mountain is Devdhani, where King Indra lives. And south of Sumeru is Samyamani, the abode of Yamaraj, the superintendent of death. So Sumeru being the center, east. So on this Manasotra mountain, 4 demigods are staying. East of Sumeru is Devdhani. Devdhani, Lord Indra is staying there. Samyamani is south of Sumeru. Yamaraj is staying there. Similarly, west of Sumeru is Nimlochani, where Varun Dev, the demigod who controls the water, is there. And north of Sumeru is Vibhavari, where the demigod of the moon lives. Sunrise, noon, sunset, and midnight occur in all these places because of the movements of the sun. Diametrically opposite the place where the sunrise takes place and the sun is seen by human eyes, the sun will be setting and passing away from human vision. So at one place it's rising, and diametrically opposite, it will be seen as setting, because that's how it happens, right? One place the sun is rising and another place it's setting. Similarly, the people residing diametrically opposite the point where it is midday will be experiencing midnight. The sun rises and sets with all the other planets headed by the moon and other luminaries. The entire Kal Chakra, or wheel of time, is established on the wheel of the sun god's chariot. This wheel is known as Samvatsara. The 7 horses pulling the chariot of the sun are known as Gayatri, Brahati, Ushnik, Jagati, Trishtu, Anushtu, and Pankti. They are harnessed by a demigod known as Arunadev to a yoke 900,000 yojanas wide. We read 1 yojana is 8 miles, so this times 8. Thus the chariot carries Aditya Dev, the sun god. Always staying in front of the sun god and offering their prayers are 60,000 sages known as the Valikhilyas. There are 14 Gandharvas, Apsaras, and other demigods who are divided into 7 parties and who perform ritualistic activities every month to worship the super soul through the sun god, according to different names. Thus, the sun god travels through the universe for a distance of 95.1 million yojanas. 760,800,000 miles at a speed of 16,004 miles at every moment. That's a lot. But
Hare
yeah.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And how we read, right, in school also, like the sun doesn't move, it's the earth that moves. But here, see,
Yeah,
the sun is moving.
yeah. And it's
Right?
the speed of the sun is given.
Yeah, and then
16,000
you see how, no, that, you see daylight and night time. It's because the earth is moving. But see here, it says here
Yeah,
the sun, right,
yeah. All the
at night,
planets, it seems, moving.
all the
Yeah,
planets are moving.
yeah. Sun is also moving. All the planets are moving. So yes, this is what the Bhagavatam is saying. And it's saying that when the sun god is moving, it's not alone. Eh? There's other great personalities who are offering worship. There are the sages and the Gandharvas and Apsaras, and all these personalities are offering worship. So yeah.
Shilpa ji, one more question. So there it is written that the east of Sumeru Parvat is Devdhani. So is it that whole area that is east of Sumeru Parvat is called Devdhani? Because we have read that the place of Raja Indra is Aravati. So that means that the whole tract that is in the eastern part is called Devdhani?
The tract sounds like that.
Because Raja Indra's is Amravati. So that means that the whole eastern track of Sumeru Parvat is known as Devdhani. And the west one is known different, right?
Best is Nimlochani. Varun Dev is staying there.
But then Indra ka tha Sumeru ke dakshin sthit Samyami, the south, Dakshin is south of Samyami is for Yamraj. So that means that whole area, right, is called Sanyamani, right? That means that, right?
Yeah, sounds like that. Yeah. Sounds that way. That tract of land, yeah. That's how it sounds.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Okay.
Sumeru mountain is in the center, right, of Mansasotra mountain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what we read. That right in the center is
it's in the center.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and then the 4 direction, these are the 4 demigods who are there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So this
Okay.
mountain is the abode of the 4 demigods. Mansatra,
Yeah.
Mansotra.
Yeah.
Lot to understand.
So then reading on
Wow.
Shri Shuk. Yeah. Shri Shuka Vacha
Shri Shukha Uvacha.
Etavan eva bhu vala yasya sanivesha pramana
E-
lakshan to vyakhyatah.
Etavan eva balyasya
Bhuvalyasya
satrivesha pramana lakshanatah
Yeah.
vyakhyata.
Sukadev Goswami said, "My dear king, I have thus far described the diameter of the universe, 50 crores of yojanas, or 4 billion miles, and its general characteristics according to the estimations of learned scholars." So learned scholars are saying one end of the universe to another end. One end to another end, the diameter is 4 billion miles. And the sun is right in the center, and the sun also moves along with the other planets. The sun is moving at 16,004 miles per moment. Etena hi divo mandala manam tadvida upadishanti yathadve.
Etena hi div mandala manan tadvidha updishyanti yatha duidaliyo.
Dalayor nishpavadinam te antarenan tariksham tad ubhaya sandhitam.
Dalayo nishpav adinam antarena antariksham tat ubhaya sandhitam.
As a grain of wheat is divided into 2 parts, and one can estimate the size of the upper part by knowing that of the lower. So expert geographers instruct one can understand the measurements of the upper part of the universe by knowing those of the lower part. The sky between the earthly sphere and the heavenly sphere is called antariksh, or outer space. It adjoins the top of the sphere of earth and the bottom of that of heaven. So Sukadev Goswami is saying like a grain of wheat has 2 parts, right? Up and down. So by studying the down one, we can understand how big the upper one will be called. So by studying this earthly part, the sky between the earth and heaven is called antariksh, or it's called outer space. It adjoins the top sphere, so it's the top of the earth and the bottom of heaven. So this is called antariksh. And by understanding the lower part of the universe, one can understand the measurements of upper part of the universe. Okay. Yan madhya gato bhagvam tapatam patistapana atapena tri.
Yat madhya gata bhagavan taptam pati tapan atapena tri.
Lokim pratapati avabhasayati atma bhasa sa esha udgayana.
Lokim pratapati avbhai suyati atmabhasa sa esha udgayana.
Dakshinayana vai suvata samgyabhir mandya shay kriya samanabhir.
Dakshin ayan veshu vash samgyabhi mandha shradhaya samanabhi.
Gatibhir arohanava rohana samana sthaneshu yatha savanam.
Gatabhi arohana avarohana samana sthaneshu yatha savanam.
Abhipadyamano Makaradishu Rashishra Ahoratrani Dirga Hrisva Samanani Viddhate.
अभिपद्मानः मकर आदिषु राशिषु अहरात्रिणि दीर्घहसव समानानि विधते.
In the midst of that region of outer space, Antariksh, is the most opulent sun, the king of all the planets that emanate heat, such as the moon. By the influence of its radiation, the sun heats the universe and maintains its proper order. It also gives light to help all living entities see. While passing toward the north, toward the south, or through the equator, in accordance with the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is said to move slowly, swiftly, or moderately. According to its movements in rising above, going beneath, or passing through the equator, and correspondingly coming in touch with various signs of the zodiac, headed by Makara, Capricorn, days and nights are short, long, or equal to one another. So the sun also has different speeds depending on the location. Lord Brahma prays in his Brahma Samhita 5.52, Yakchakshur Esha Savita Sakala Grahanam Raja Samasta Sura Murtir Ashesha Teja Yasyajnaya Brahmati Samvrata Kala Chakro Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, under whose control even the sun, which is considered to be the eye of the Lord, rotates within the fixed orbit of eternal time. The sun is the king of all planetary systems and has unlimited potency and heat and light. So in Brahma Samhita, what is Lord Brahma saying? Under whose control is the sun?
And under the Supreme Godhead, Krishna.
Yes. Yeah. So we are just hearing how massive the sun is and how it's so important and it's right in the middle of the universe and how we are able to understand the locations, everything because of the sun and its movements. And this such an important sun is under the control of Krishna. So although the sun is described as Bhagwan, the most powerful, and although it is actually the most powerful planet within the universe, it nevertheless has to carry out the order of Govinda, Krishna. The sun god cannot deviate even an inch from the orbit designated to him. So it's so powerful, yet the sun cannot say, oh, today I feel like going 2 inches away. No, he knows that this orbit is given to him by Krishna and he's going in that orbit. Therefore, in every sphere of life, the supreme order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is carried out. The entire material nature carries out his orders. However, we foolishly see the activities of material nature without understanding the supreme order and supreme person behind them. We think, oh, it's a coincidence, or things are automatic, or we wonder, oh, how it happened. But actually, it's the hand of the Lord behind everything. Because we are not able to see it, then we say, oh, we don't know how it happened, or it's a coincidence. But actually, it's the Supreme Lord who is behind everything. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Maya Dyakshena Prakriti. Material nature carries out the orders of the Lord, and thus everything is maintained in an orderly way. So the orders are created by the Supreme Lord, and everyone is following his orders. Material nature is following the orders created by Krishna. Yada mesha talayor vartate tadaho ratrani samanani bhavanti.
यदा मेषतुल्यो वर्तते तदा अत्र रात्राणि समानानि भवन्ति.
Yada varshabhadishu panchasu cha rashishu charati tadahani eva.
यदा वृषभ आदिषु पंचसु च राशिषु चरति तथा अहानि.
Vardhante Rasati cha masi masi eka ghatika ratrishu.
Vardhante hasati cha masi masi eka ghatika ratrishu.
When the sun passes through Mesha, Aries, and Tula, Libra, the durations of day and night are equal. When it passes through the 5 signs headed by Vrishabha, Taurus, the duration of the days increases until Cancer, and then it gradually decreases by half an hour each month until day and night again become equal in Libra. So depending, the summer and the summer and the winter seasons, then the days are longer or shorter because the sun is also changing his speed accordingly. Yada vrishchikadishu panchasu vartate tadaho ratrani viparyayani bhavanti.
Yada vrishchik adishu panchasu vartate tada ahatratrani viprayayani bhavanti.
When the sun passes through the 5 signs, beginning with Vrishchika, Scorpio, the duration of the days decreases until Capricorn, and then gradually it increases month after month until day and night become equal in Aries. Yavat dakshinayanam ahani vardhante, yavat udgayanam ratriyaha.
Yavat dakshina ayanam ahani vardhante yavat udgayanam ratrayah.
Until the sun travels to the south, the days grow longer, and until it travels to the north, the nights grow longer. This we have personal experience, no? And summer days are longer, winter's nights are longer. Okay. Evam navakotaya eka panchashal lakshani yojana mana sotara.
Evam navkotaya eka panchashat lakshani yojana naman sotara.
Giri parivartanasyopadishanti tasmin aindrim puri purvasman.
Giri parivartanasya uddishyanti tasmin indrim purim purvasmat.
Mero devadhanim nama dakshinato yam yam samyam manim nama.
Mero devadhanim nam dakshin pato yam yam samyam nim nama.
Paschad varunim nimlochanim nama uttarataha somyam.
Paschatvarunim nimlochanim nama uttaram somyam.
Vibhavarim nama tasuddaya madhya nastamya nishithaniti.
Vibhavarim nam tasu udaya madhya astamaya nishidhani.
Bhutanam pravriti nivriti nimittani samay visheshena meros chaturdasham.
Bhutanam pravati nivrati nimitani samavisheshen mero chatudisham.
Sukadeva Goswami continued, my dear king, as stated, the learned say that the sun travels over all sides of Manasotara mountain in a circle whose length is 95.1 million yojanas, 760.8 million miles. On Manasotara mountain, due to east of Mount Sumeru, is a place known as Devdhani, possessed by King Indra. Similarly, In the south is a place known as Samyamani, possessed by Yamraj. In the west is a place known as Nimlochani, possessed by Varuna. And in the north is a place named Vibhavari, possessed by the moon god. Sunrise, midday, sunset, and midnight occur in all those places according to specific times, thus engaging all living entities in their various occupational duties and also making them cease such duties. So even the sun's effect is there even in these different places called Devdhan and Samyaman, Nimlochani, and Vibhavari. There is morning, night, midday, midnight. And so depending on the different times of the day, different living entities are engaging in different activities. Tatra Tyanam Divasa Madhyangata Eva Sadatityastapte.
Tatratyanam divas madhya sangat eva sada aditya tapati.
Savyenachalam dakshinena karoti yatro deti tasya samana sutra.
Srenem achalam dakshinena karoti yatra udeti tasya samana.
Nipate nimlochati yatra kvachana syandena bhitapti tasya hesha.
Nipate nimlochati yatra kvachan sanyadena bhitapati tasya esha.
Samana sutra nipate prasvapayati tatra gatam na pashyanti te tam samanupashyeran.
Samana sutra nipate pasvapayati tatra gatam na pashyanti ye tam samanupashyeran.
The living entities residing on Sumeru mountain are always very warm as at midday because for them the sun is always overhead. So Sumeru, because it's in the middle and the sun is also in the middle. So it's always midday in Sumeru. Although the sun moves counterclockwise. The sun moves counterclockwise facing the constellations with Sumeru mountain on its left. It also moves clockwise and appears to have the mountain on its right because it is influenced by the Dakshinavrita wind. People living in countries at points diametrically opposite to where the sun is first seen rising will see the sun setting, and if a straight line were drawn from a point where the sun is at midday, the people in countries at the opposite end of the line would be experiencing midnight. Similarly, if people residing where the sun is setting were to go to countries diametrically opposite, they would not see the sun in the same condition. So days and nights are also in the other planets. Midday, midnight is also in the other planets. They're diametrically opposite because the sun is moving in such a way. But here, what I don't understand is, although the sun moves counterclockwise, facing the constellations with Sumeru mountain on its left, so it's moving counterclockwise, it's also moving clockwise.
Yeah, same. Even I didn't get it.
Right. Huh?
Yeah, even I was wondering, is it moving counterclockwise or clockwise? But it says both ways.
Yeah, so I don't know how is that happening. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just good. I said, is it moving counterclockwise or clockwise? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What is
Sometimes
it?
sometimes counter.
It's moving counterclockwise. Sumeru is on its left. So counterclockwise and Sumeru on its left. And then it's saying it's moved clockwise. I don't know, is it how rotation and rotating and revolving? I don't know, is it that those two movements are involved?
Because
Or
it's
what?
influenced by
Like
is also
Dakshina.
revolving also and rotation on
Because
the
by the
axis.
wind.
Yeah,
It's
because of the influence by the
by the
Dakshinavanta wind.
Dakshinavanta wind.
Yeah, so the wind, maybe the wind makes the
Yeah.
impact or something
Anyway,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
instruction.
influenced by the Dakshinavanta
Yeah.
wind.
And the point to understand is where it seems to be setting in one place, it seems to be rising in a place
Yes.
diametrically opposite. So it's setting in one place, it's rising in another place.
Mm.
Yeah. So we're reading some of the movements of the sun. We'll stop here. Did you all want to add something more?
Sun is so complicated. We were just reading about the whole things that are so mysterious, but now the sun also seems so mysterious. That, oh my God, it is, so many things are happening. Though we just see one sun far away and we just see the light, the day and night, but so much detail is there for the sun also. So, like, there must be so much for everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
right. And we may think that there is day and night only for us on this earth, but there's day and night for planets also. You know? So yeah. So
So
there's
how
day
much
and night
Krishna
on
is maintaining?
there's living
Imagine
entities. I'm sorry.
how much Krishna is maintaining. He's the one who maintains this whole thing.
Yeah, I know, right? What calculation? Imagine this planet has to move according in this speed, and wow, what a calculation. You so rightly said, Krishna is maintaining. Mhm.
Mm.
Oh, wonderful engineering by Krishna. Okay. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for listening and enjoying.